good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God. Y'all can probably hear the fight going on in the background. Vasyl Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa. I'm going to tell y'all right now, man. There's nobody at 130 that's fucking with Vasyl Lomachenko. Dude is easily the best fighter at 130. God damn. I mean, Jason Sosa ain't got no answer. You know what I'm saying? Round 9 just ended. Let's see what happens here. His corner talked about stopping it at the end of round 8 going into this round. Looks like the corner's getting ready to stop it. Yep. Jason Sosa's dad just stopped the fight. And rightfully so. Only had Jason Sosa winning 1 round, and it was the first round, and that's controversial at that. You could have given that first round to Vasyl Lomachenko. But after that, on my scorecard, it was a complete whitewash. Now, one thing I want people to understand before they start jumping all over the place about Vasyl's win over Jason Sosa and overinflating it to be more than what it really is. Remember, Jason Sosa's a guy that fought Nicholas Walters, a guy that Vasyl Lomachenko already made look bad. That guy, Nicholas Walters, beat the shit out of Jason Sosa but was robbed of a victory and them calling it a draw. So, also, Jason Sosa fought a guy who was known as a great fighter over the ESPN broadcast. My man was on Wednesday and Friday night fights. It seemed like every single week. I turn on ESPN when I had cable. I see Javier Fortuño on that motherfucker fighting. You know what I'm saying? Every week. So he beat a guy in which people still had the jury out on as being somebody who's an elite fighter in the division. And he was actually losing that fight at the time of him stopping Javier Fortuño. So, to be real honest, Jason Sosa, the jury was still really out on him, right? Now, I'm not taking credit away from Lomachenko because he thoroughly outclassed this motherfucker. But to people who actually thought that Jason Sosa had more than a slim chance in this fight, I think you were reaching. You could just look at the way Jason Sosa fights. You know, look at his resume, look at Vasyl Lomachenko's style and his ability and who he's done it to as far as Nicholas Walters and Gary Russell. And you can already conclude before the fight even starts that Jason Sosa is probably not the guy to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Damn, they just said Vasyl Lomachenko is pound for pound #1. I highly fucking disagree. He's definitely in the top 10, but he's not #1, man. They need to cut that out. But he's definitely the best fighter at 130. He defends his WBO title, the same title he got off of Roman Martinez. Who's there to fight? At 130, there's really nobody I would like him to fight. I mean, maybe Tank Davis, but Floyd Mayweather already made it clear that he's not going to make that fight happen right now. You know, you got Takashi Miura, you got Francisco Vargas who just lost. I can't remember the guy who lost to Francisco Vargas lost to. I can't remember his name, but I think he was a Hispanic guy. That's another good fight possibly. The problem with Jason Sosa in this fight is he started off fighting the fight wrong, even though I gave him the first round. He tried to outbox Lomachenko. You're not gonna outbox this dude. The fucking footwork is astronomical. You know what I'm saying? His ability to throw combination punching is astronomical, okay? He doesn't have tremendous power, even though his knockout ratio is pretty high. A lot of these dumbass fans out there believe Lomachenko has the power of like a Gennady Golovkin or fucking Sergey Kovalev. It's not what he has. He has the ability to overwhelm you with combination punches, and it can wear you down as his opponent, and you will eventually, get the fight stopped on you like Jason Sosa just did. Or, you'll fuck around and be like Roberto Duran yelling, "No mas." You know what I'm saying? Because the volume is overwhelming. You can never find him because of his footwork. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, there's a punch in your face. And then when you try to track where your opponent is who threw that punch, you don't know where he's at because he's no longer there anymore. That's what these fighters are going through when they're fucking with Vasyl Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? So, this is why I wish a fight with Guillermo Rigondeaux would have went down at 126. That would have been a fucking sick ass fight. It would have been an excellent, high octane, high technical very competitive fight if that fight would have went down. Also, I hope the Mikey Garcia fight goes down because Mikey Garcia is very technical himself. He has an excellent jab. He knows how to dictate the pace very well. He has very good ring awareness. He also can provide angles, not as great as Lomachenko does, but he can still provide angles, and he has good footwork. So that's also a very intriguing fight. And as somebody mentioned on Google Plus earlier today on my post about Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia's beef, they said, do you think, Mikey Garcia would actually consider fighting Lomachenko, seeing how he had all that beef with Bob Arum and Top Rank? And that, people, is the big motherfucking elephant in the room, right? Can he look past the bullshit that he went through with Top Rank and get in the ring with Vasyl Lomachenko and reap the accolades that may come if he beats Vasyl Lomachenko, right? I think on the back end, if he were to win that fight, he would end up gaining more than losing, than what he loses if he doesn't take that fight, right? But to beat Vasyl Lomachenko, if you're a guy with no movement, right? If you're a guy like Jason Sosa that doesn't really have great lateral movement, you really don't compare in movement to Vasyl Lomachenko. You have to bully him. You have to do what Orlando Salido did. Hell, Salido knows he's not the most technical fighter on the planet. He knows he doesn't have the greatest movement, doesn't really have good movement, right? So he bullied him. He came in, 275 pounds for the fight. You know what I'm saying? He bullied the shit out of Lomachenko. Whenever Lomachenko did something, motherfucker would push him against the ropes, punch him in the dick, punch him in the leg, punch him in the back of the head, whatever. You do what you got to do to win the fight, right? Every boxer commits illegal tactics. Hell, Lomachenko was doing illegal shit in this fight, and so was Jason Sosa. Every fighter is illegal at some point, and they'll always tell you in the amateur ranks, if you can get away with an illegal blow, do it. Only if you can get away with it, though. Don't do it to the extent of the referee is always catching you, because obviously you can lose a point and then it can lead to a disqualification. But if you're able to get away with it, do it. And that's what boxers learn as amateurs, and they bring that shit into the professional ranks. And that's what Salido did to Lomachenko. So if you're a fighter that does not even compare in movement to Lomachenko, just like 5 different levels below him, you know what I'm saying? You have to bully this motherfucker. You have to. That's the only way a fighter with no movement, no technical ability, no slickness can beat Vasyl Lomachenko. Congratulations to him, man. It was an excellent fight. Also, I'm not gonna go deep into this because I've watched the majority of the fight, but not all of it. Alexander Usyk, man, yo, I'll say this: if Michael Hunter was not on a 320-day layoff before that fight, he would have had an excellent chance at beating Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk looked very ordinary. He looked desperate in that fight at times. He showed great will and determination in the 12th round to try to get him out of there. But a lot of times in that fight, man, he looked very ordinary and he looked very desperate. He showed that he is ridiculously susceptible to an excellent, well-placed jab. Alexander Usyk is. He also did not display very good movement like he has in other fights, and he also was doing a lot of slugging in this fight, and that is a testament to him being desperate, trying to get Michael Hunter out of there. Now, my question to you guys is this a testament to the fact that James Ali Bashir is no longer in his corner? He has the same trainer as Anatoly Lomachenko, but Anatoly has been training Lomachenko to be a graceful fighter since birth. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing that with Usyk. So, and with Lomachenko in his corner, Usyk was not being that graceful technician that we're used to seeing him be, like he was in his biggest fight of his career thus far against Glavaki, right? So is this a testament of not having James Ali Bashir in his corner? We'll see. All right, YouTube, do what you do in the comment section. Will be real. This is Real Talk for real fans. 1.